wonderful to meet you, by the way. Congratulations on the project.
Thank you.
I know this is a completely hypothetical, crazy question, but you played M for 7 movies. If she could stay at the Marigold Hotel, what would she do? How would she interact in that environment if she were to be there?
What would she do? She'd give them all assignments, I expect, and sit in her room and wait for them to do them. What would she be doing, Em?
Do you think she'd be friends with the people that Evelyn's
Probably
friends with?
not,
No.
She's sitting on a table for one in that restaurant.
I want to see this. And Bond's coming in for assignments.
And ignoring him.
Yes. I want to see that. Now, I love the scene in the movie with you and Maggie, and you're talking about, there's a line where you actually say you're 19 days older than me.
Yes.
And in real life...
It's the other way around.
Yeah.
I'm 19 days older than Mags.
Right. So can you talk, is that something that was written into the script? Is that something that...
I suspect it was, yes. I'm sure Ollie knew that. Yes, I think so.
It's just a wonderful moment because, like,
Old
again,
friends suddenly getting together, isn't it?
Yeah, it was just a
and we
great...
met in 1958. We were at the Vic together.
You know, you've had such an amazing career, and you mentioned the old Vic and obviously theater and movies. I'm wondering, could you just take me back to when you started into now and how film and theater has changed for you? Like, the difference in making this film from your first movies back in the 60s, the difference between those?
Well, I never expected to make a film at all, ever. To make, you know, somebody said to me very early on, very nice to meet you, but you'll never make films. I said, thanks very much indeed. And I can remember putting the chair back against the wall, it was in a hotel, and going out, and thinking, but my passion was and is only the theatre. And had I wished in 1957, when I came out of Central, to do something, it would have been to go to the Old Vic, and that's exactly what happened to me. Because at that moment, it was luck. It was complete luck that I happened to be leaving. At the time, Michael Benthall did the 5-year plan at the Vic where he did all the plays of Shakespeare, and the only one he repeated was Hamlet. He did Hamlet with Richard Burton the first year, and with John Neville in the last year, and that's when I was cast as Ophelia.
Wow.
And then I was there for years, and until 61, and worked with Zeffirelli and played Juliet, and, you know, just, it couldn't have been more wonderful. And then I went to Stratford. So my passion is Shakespeare, and I got the chance to do that.
You know, one thing about your performances, and I almost focus specifically on this movie versus a theater performance, is in a theater you get a live audience reaction. You get to feed off of the people in the theater. If they're laughing, you can adjust something. But in a movie, it's pretty much quiet on the set. Can you talk about that difference for you in making a movie like this versus being in a theater and how that adjusts your performance?
Well, in the theatre, you have an enormous eye and an enormous ear, because you have to watch and listen, because every night is different in the theatre, because the audience dictates that somehow to you. Whereas filming, of course, I suppose you could do a comedy and it comes out and nobody laughs. I suppose you could do that.
Right.
You don't know. You have no idea about it. You just have to work on, well, your director will tell you, and your instinct.
When you walk down the street, what is the one role you get recognized the most for when someone sees you?
Oh, probably M now.
Yeah.
But then I was somewhere, I can't remember where it was, somewhere the other day, and a man was, with his wife, was sitting behind me, and he leant forward. Oh yes, we were at the theatre. He tapped me on the shoulder and he said, I just have to tell you that my wife and I are celebrating our wedding anniversary, and we saw you on our honeymoon, and that was in London Assurance. Wow. That was in 1971.
Wow.
On our honeymoon. It was very nice that they said it. It was lovely to talk to them. They didn't remember the name of the play, but they remembered the play.
They remember the play. It's wonderful to meet you.
Nice to see you.